I am Shushmita. Hope you all are doing well. The winds play a very important role in the weather and climate patterns around the world. They have also played a very important role in history. For example, Vasco da Gama found the sea route to India using winds to power his ships. He was able to transport and trade large quantities of pepper, cinnamon, etc. to Portugal. In this way, these winds also were crucial to the establishment of Portuguese rule over Goa. Let us continue the session and understand the atmosphere from class 9th Social Studies. Learning outcomes. You will be able to know the classification of winds and their effects, role of winds in changing weather and climate, keywords, planetary winds, planetary or permanent winds blow from high pressure belts to low pressure belts in the same direction throughout the year. Westerlies. These are prevailing winds from the west toward the east in the middle latitudes between 30 and 60 degrees latitude. Polar easterlies. Polar easterlies are dry, cold, prevailing winds that blow from the east. Moisture. Water in the form of very small drops. Freezing point. The temperature at which a liquid turns into a solid when cooled. Mistral. A strong, cold, dry wind that blows south through France to the Mediterranean. Concept map. Classification of winds. There are also many small local variation in the wind patterns. Let us now understand the classification of winds. Depending upon the speed of the winds, their features, their direction, and the way they occur. Winds are classified into three types: planetary winds, seasonal winds, local winds. Planetary winds are those that present on the planet as a whole throughout the year. Seasonal winds are restricted to regions or seasonal in character. Local winds, local in character. Let us see the classification of winds in detail. Planetary winds, the winds that blow continuously and regularly above the world pressure belts, are known as planetary winds. These are three types: trade winds, westerlies, and polar winds. Trade winds in the tropics. Trade winds are easterly in direction, that is, moving from east to west. They are northeast trade in the northern hemisphere and southeast trade in the southern hemisphere. Westerlies in the temperate belt. These winds blow from west to east. That's why they are called westerlies. They are south-west bound in the northern hemisphere and northwest bound in the southern hemisphere. And polar winds in the polar belt. Polar regions also experience easterlies. Effects of planetary winds. So, now you know that the pressure and wind systems are actually a result of the impact of lithosphere and hydrosphere on atmosphere. These winds play a crucial role in transporting heat and moisture across the world. That is why no part of the world gets too cold or too hot for life to survive. If there had been no atmosphere as on the moon, it would have got unbearable hot during day or in the tropics and extreme cold at night or in the polar regions. However, these winds do not distribute heat or moisture uniformly, which is why some parts of the earth are quite hot, some parts cooler, and some parts with high rainfall, and some which are deserts. Seasonal winds. The rainfall that happens in India is mainly due to seasonal winds. All factors in the country are related to monsoons. Monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mawsam. The existence of monsoon is due to the differential cooling of land and sea. A low pressure area develops over northwestern India, while southeast trades cross the equator. As a result of the Coriolis effect, it becomes a southwest monsoon over peninsular India and adjacent countries. In winter, the reversal of pressure belts, that is, northeast trade winds, cross the equator. As a result of the Coriolis effect, it becomes northwest monsoon over the northeast Australia. Local winds. The local winds blow due to local variations in the temperature and pressure and influence a very small area. Local winds raise the temperature of the area. Cold local winds sometimes bring the temperature of the affected area below the freezing points. These local winds blow in the lower layer of the troposphere. The mountain and the valley breezes as well as sea and land breezes are also one class of local winds. These winds respond to local pressure gradients, pressure changes set up by heating or cooling of the lower atmosphere. Hot local winds. Chinook. These winds move down the Rocky Mountains in the USA, Canada and part of North America. Many people believe that the word Chinook means snow eater. It is the name of a Native American tribe called the Chinook. Similar winds that blow in Europe are called Föhn. They blow along the northern slope of the Alps. This melts the snow, makes the weather pleasant, and helps in early ripening of the grapes. Lu. These are hot and dry winds blowing in the plains of northern India from the west to east in the months of May and June. It may cause sunstroke to people because of high temperatures. Saimom in the Arabian desert, Yoma in Japan, Nor'wester in New Zealand are some of the other examples of hot winds. Cold local winds, Mistral. The most famous is the Mistral that blows from the Alps over France towards the Mediterranean Sea. It is channeled through the Rhone Valley. It is a very cold and dry wind. Puna. This is the cold local wind in the Andes region. Pampero. These are the cold polar winds blowing very fast in the Pampas region of South America. Weather and climate, so sometime you have to cancel your plans due to excessive rain or not suitable weather climate. Perhaps you have heard of a cricket match being postponed due to rain. You may have also heard people say, "This year the monsoon are on time." The prices of most fruits go up when they are not in season. So this is due to change in weather and climate. These two words, weather and climate, are very important concept in geography. They shape our lives in many ways. Both the terms, that is, weather and climate, varies from each other. Let us now understand this mixture of gases and particulates that we call the atmosphere is not static. It is very dynamic. It moves up and down and horizontally in all directions. As it does so, its characteristic change. It may get warmer or cooler, wet or drier, etc. In simple words, when we describe the condition of the atmosphere for a small period of time, usually about 10 days at most, we are talking about weather. Weather can change daily, even within a day. The climate is a description of the average atmospheric condition for specific areas over a long period of time. Climatic descriptions are based on decades of atmospheric data and finding the averages of these data. Climatic descriptions tell us what conditions are going to prevail at a given time of the year, but not on specific days. To describe the atmosphere, we measure temperature, pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation. These are called the elements of weather and climate. So are the pressure and winds are the elements of atmosphere. In the video, you have seen the classification of winds and how different elements affect the atmosphere, such as hot and cold winds, weather and climate, etc. More elements we will discuss in the next video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.